What's up guys, you're watching India Today Tech. I'm Rahul Sethi, and in this video I'm going to unbox the Zenfone Lite 1. Asus is coming up with two smartphones, the Zenfone Lite L1 and the Zenfone Max M1, and both of these phones are priced under 10,000 rupees. The price of Zenfone Lite L1 is flashing on your screen. The phone has a Snapdragon 430 chipset, which is not written here, and it has 2 GB of RAM and 16 GB of storage. The phone comes with dual SIM LTE support, has a 5.5-inch HD Plus display, has a 5-megapixel front and a 30-megapixel rear camera. Alright, let's quickly take the phone out of the box. And first thing is a box that has the SIM ejector tool and warranty information and a quick start guide. Next, you get the phone itself. It's quite a small one, very similar to what Xiaomi launched recently, the Redmi 6A and the 6. The color is also very similar, and you'll also notice that this phone also does not come with a fingerprint scanner. You will get face unlock probably, but there is no fingerprint scanner on the device. There's a single camera at the back, single LED flash, and there are a lot of bezels of course at the front, though it is a thin bezel design, but there's no notch on the phone. Anyways, let's take a look at the other box contents, and we'll come back to the device and take a good look at it. In the box you get a Type-C USB cable, which is quite good in length and quality, and you get a travel adapter. Let's take a look at its output voltage. So the adapter has a 5.2 volt and 1 ampere of output, which makes it a 5.2 watt adapter. You also don't get any earphones inside the box. Anyways, at front you will see the phone has single camera, earpiece, the ambient light and proximity sensors, and a front LED flash. At the right you get volume rocker and lock button, and the keys are very tactile. At the bottom you get a micro USB port and single speaker alongside, and at the top you get a 3.5mm headphone jack. Now while I set up the smartphone, you take a look at the full specs of the Asus Zenfone Lite L1. So I've set up the Zenfone Lite L1, and it's a pretty handy device. The display on the phone is also very nice. Let's check the brightness levels, and they also seem to be pretty good. But one thing is for sure, that the phone is very lightweight and is very similar to what we saw with the Redmi 6A. Asus is trying to compete with Redmi phones in this price segment. The phone is fully made out of plastic, but it has curved back, so it gives it a very good feel in the hands, and overall the phone is pretty slim and lightweight. And I'm quite impressed with the hardware it has used, although it's only after full testing I would let you know how is the performance on the device and how fast it is, because it does run its own Zen UI on top of Android. It's not stock Android, as you will see, but Asus has drastically reduced the amount of third-party apps and bloatware, so I'm expecting it to run pretty fast. Also, if you'll see, the design is pretty streamlined, and if you compare with another phone that's launched side by side, the Asus Zenfone Max M1, you'll see the phone doesn't have a fingerprint scanner, and the display does not have a 2.5D curved glass. Also, both phones have triple SIM card slots, that is, you can add a micro SD card and add 2 SIM cards simultaneously. Anyways, let's come back to the Zenfone Lite L1 and take a look at its settings menu. You will see the phone runs Android 8.0 Oreo, and the security patch is that of September 5. Anyways, let's check the display quality on the device. You'll see that the phone is pretty small, and so is the keyboard, so typing is not really fun on this one. So when we unboxed the Redmi 6A, we saw that minimizing a YouTube video also had lags, let alone switching between apps or opening or closing them. This is not the case with the Asus Zenfone Lite L1, and for now it seems to be running pretty smooth. It has a 720p or HD resolution, so the display is also similar to what you get on the Redmi 6A, but you'll see the color reproduction and overall quality of the screen is pretty nice. It has a glossy panel, an LCD IPS screen with good viewing angles, and nice color reproduction. Brightness levels are also pretty nice, and we are watching it at almost full brightness level. The display glass on the phone is not from Corning, and it is attracting a lot of smudges. So that is something that you will need to live with. If you talk about the speakers, they're not very loud and only one of the two slots have speaker in them. Alright, let's take a look at the app launch speed on the device. The phone runs Zen UI and with 2 GB of RAM, I'm not expecting much out of it, but still the app launch speed is quite nice, though app loading is not very quick. You'll see the app comes up onto the screen, but it takes time to load and process. Also, if you take a look at the face unlock speed, it is not very impressive, but it is working nonetheless. Of course, in low light environments, it remains to be tested how the face unlock will work, because it's just a 5 megapixel sensor and I'm not sure if it will work as good as other phones that have better front camera. Anyways, now let's take a look at the cameras on the device. You get a 5 megapixel camera at the front with autofocus and it is detecting my face. Let's click a selfie and see if the phone's details captured by the phone are any good. So you see it captures a lot of noise and the phone has a white overall layer, so it's not appearing to be very clear. And that was probably because of the lens smudges. Like I said, the phone attracts a lot of fingerprints and smudges on the glass panel, and that could be the reason that the photo had a layer on it. But anyways, you'll see my face is pretty visible and the color reproduction is also close to very accurate one, but the overall details captured by the selfie camera is not very good. The rear camera also is nothing great. You'll see it does have good shutter speed, so it is able to capture photo pretty quickly, and the autofocus is not, of course, not very fast, but it does capture focus in this light condition. You'll see the amount of details captured are also average, but for the phone at this price point, they do seem to be pretty nice. Here are a few of the photos we took from the phone. So overall, the Zenfone Lite L1 seems to be a pretty nice device. I like the display on the phone, and the overall ergonomics and build quality of the phone is also pretty nice. You get support for expanding the storage and adding 2 SIM slots, which is pretty nice. And the phone also seems to be pretty fast. I mean, compared to the Redmi 6A, for now, it appears to have better performance, and the software experience also seems to be pretty much smoother compared to the Redmi 6A. But of course, it's only in our full review we'll be able to fully test the device. The cameras on the phone, on the other hand, are pretty average. They're neither good, they're neither bad for the price. But if you want us to compare it with any other phone head to head, let us know in the comment section below. And if you like this video, hit the thumbs up button and share it with your friend. Subscribe to our channel to get latest videos on technology, smartphones and other gadgets like this. Thank you for watching.